I genuinely need to sort this hair out. It's not even the top's always been mental, but like the size now, look at that, it's all like curling up my head and stuff. I feel like I'm Medusa, you know, the guy with all the snake hair stuff. Regardless of that, earlier yesterday we got news that BBC Studios are going to be putting a pitch in to take over Doctor Who again. Excuse me, wind, I'm trying to record a YouTube video. BBC Studios are going to be putting in a pitch for Doctor Who when that inevitably comes back in a couple of years, and that's good news. It means we've got at least one person who wants to bring the show back. People were cheering and celebrating and marching down the streets being like, yippee doo. Thary's made a video called like, Doctor Who's coming home. It's f***ing coming out. Now, calm your horses. That's not a phrase, is it? Settle down your horses. Christmas is coming very soon, but the tender process hasn't started yet. But I think it has just been confirmed recently that the tender process will start before the end of this year. So by December 31st this year, we will have Doctor Who being put out to tender for people to pitch, production companies to pitch, I assume new showrunners to potentially pitch as well. But then again, we were told that we'll have a Christmas special this year and that The War Between the Land and the Sea will be coming to Disney Plus in early 2026, and well, neither of those things are happening. But honestly, out of all of this, I genuinely think it probably will just go back to BBC Studios. Like, don't get me wrong, there could still be a chance that it'll go to somewhere else, but I just personally see it going to BBC Studios again. And they are different from the BBC. A lot of people are like, whoa, the BBC have put out a statement saying that the BBC are going to pitch on a BBC show, Doctor Who. What the hell? They're different things. The BBC is the BBC, you know, the big building in London and all that toss, and they make all the big decisions. And then BBC Studios, they help fund other shows. Some of them go to America, I'm pretty sure, from the small little bit of research that I've done. Some of them go to different countries and they help bring profit back to this country to help make television here. So that's mainly what BBC does. They are in charge of making TV, whereas the other side of the BBC is like all the other stuff they do at the BBC. You don't get this on Confused Adipose, do you? I mean, I get they're different, but surely you could just pop next door and be like, by the way, do you want to take Doctor Who? And they'll go, yeah, sure. And then it can be done like that without this whole tender process. Now, I'll be happy if it goes back to BBC. Inevitably, it will be a smaller budget because times have got really tough in recent years. It got tough when they were doing the Whittaker stuff, let alone now, which is like, what, half a decade later. And it's the TV climate right now is a scary place to be in terms of budgets for things. So that's going to be tricky. Some negatives, well, the main negative for if BBC Studios take it on is this fresh start that we're all hoping for actually going to happen? Because if BBC Studios take it, maybe they'll ask back someone that's already written for the show. It's not out of the possibilities for them to just be like, right, Pete McTighe, you wrote some episodes, come back. Or even Stephen Moffat, you wrote some episodes, come back. Whereas we've all been like bigging up in our heads, we're going to have a fresh start. It's going to be 2005 all over again. But what if it's not? What if it isn't that? What if it is just picking up from Billy Piper and Stephen Moffat's there with Pete McTighe and like Toby Whithouse? Now, I love all of those guys. Well, Pete McTighe's a bit hit and miss, but I love the majority of those guys. But since 2005, the show has been ran by the same people. Pete McTighe is probably the only person who is relatively fresh, but he's worked so close with Russell that we've seen the stuff that he's done. And since 2005, Russell was there in 2005, Stephen was there in 2005, Chibnall was there on Torchwood in 2005 and wrote a Doctor Who episode in 2007, so he's been there from pretty much the start as well. The entirety of this revival era of Doctor Who has been ran primarily by the same top dogs. So this fresh start we were looking forward to might not happen if they stay in charge. It might though, who knows? But there are some positives, of course, as well. Like, they are probably going to look after the show. We know that they can look after the show. Google says they took on, they went from BBC Wales producing it in 2005 to 2015 to 2016 BBC Studios came back in. That's what Google says. I thought BBC Studios were involved the whole time in the 2005 reboot, so maybe it's just sodding AI, Google Translate, whatever it is, that gives you wrong information. But anyway, they've looked after the show for a while. They will probably pick up the show for, I'd say, minimum 5 years, but probably upwards of 10. So that means we have like a guaranteed future for the show. And I do trust them. They make great telly. So who knows? Maybe it'll all fall flat. Maybe we'll all want to start munching on our granddad's toenails because it's that bad. But who knows, eh? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think BBC Studios should pick up Doctor Who again? Or do you think it should go somewhere else, elsewhere? If you're new around here, please do subscribe with a notification bell on. You get notified every single time I post, which is 4 times a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. be there or be square. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you didn't, drop a dislike. It's absolutely fine. You know, I'm not going to judge you for disliking this, even though you're absolutely wrong, because this has been the best video ever published on this platform ever. If you want early access to reviews and stuff like that, you can become a channel member, but mainly it just helps me out. The perks aren't great, I'm not going to lie to you, but if you could do so, it means the world. If you want to leave a super thanks, you can pay less. You get your name at the end of the next video, or channel members get your name at the end of every video, so you can do that too if you want. Thank you for watching. I've been Sam. I'll see you later, and ta-ra.